Chapter 1. What's that laughter I heard? Quinn appears in the doorway. I press my lips together, side my feet to the floor, and sit upright, folding the letter in half. May I enter? He asks. Yes. I stand, smoothing my riding skirt in an effort to appear unruffled in front of my cousin, and move to the desk. He crosses the room. What were you reading? Sliding the correspondence under a book, I lift an accounting page. Of the expected crop yields. They look good. What of this? He snatches one corner of the letter, yanking it free. I lunge and catch his arm, but he holds the page out of reach. Are we 5? Give it back, I yell. Gazing up, he reads aloud. Tyler thinks because he got one meeting right with the Guardians, he's the bomb. You should have seen it at the Equinox party, flirting with any girl who would talk to him. He thinks he's getting lucky because he survived the Guardians. Quinn narrows his eyes. Do you even know what these words mean? The bomb? Getting lucky? Sending magic to my hand, I produce a warm green glow. Give the letter back. He lets the page fall to the desk. Behind him, the door slams open, hitting the rock wall with a bang. How long does it take to figure out what to do with this horde? Grant bellows. I know you're trying to be diplomatic, but it's not hard. Get the army and force these Fae out. Horde of what? I look at Grant, then Quinn. Quinn clears his throat. It is why I came. There is a mob of angry villagers in your throne room. Rounding the desk, I order the pair to provide details. We exit my study as we rush down the passage. Grant reports that a group of citizens, a judge included, marched into the castle and demanded resolution of their grievances. How many complaints are there? Why is the judge not handling them? What of the equinox harvest celebrations? Did these not occupy our Fae all week's end? How is there strife among them after such festivities? I ask. The judge is accused in one of the cases, Grant frowns. Have you not been reading the judge's reports? They are overwhelmed, Quinn says. We have not sent that much communication this month, I reply. Not with communications, with complaints, Quinn lifts an eyebrow at me. Complaints of what? Thefts. He stomps his feet as he walks, betraying his annoyance. But Fae do not steal. My voice trails as I reply, doubting what I know to be true. They do now. Incidences have been increasing since the summer solstice. It's the same in the other kingdoms. It's all been in the judge's reports. You would know this if you had simply read them. Quinn strides in front of me and heaves open the throne room door, scowling. Throngs of Fae stand in small groups, voices echoing off the rock walls. Noting the village butcher pointing a finger in the face of the baker and a judge berating his neighbor, I fit my fingers between my lips and produce a shrill whistle. All hail Queen Titania, Grant calls, his voice firm and loud. Immediate silence follows. He cuts a path through the quieted crowd, and I follow, stepping atop the dais that holds my throne. I cross to stand in front of the grand chair I've occupied but a handful of times during my reign. All hail Queen Titania, the crowd repeats, their calls muffled by the shuffle of bodies. The room falls silent again, and I step to the edge of the stage. I instruct them to form a line with small groups so I may hear the grievances with all parties present. Hoping to perhaps share the burden with the judge, I request his issue to be resolved first. Judge, what is your grievance? I ask. He stole 2 of my sheep, the neighbor says. I did not. I bought them from the farmer outside the village. He will attest. Sweeping his eyes through the crowd, the judge waves a Fae forwards. I had 12 sheep when I went to sleep and 10 when I rose. You had 8, but then you had 10 the very next morning, the neighbor says. If I stole your sheep, why would I leave them out for you to see? I would hide them in my barn, the George points to the farmer. Tell them I bought 2 sheep. I'm shifting between the judge, the neighbor, and me. The farmer swipes his hat off and clutches it to in front of him. I honestly do not remember. I sell so many sheep, and many times I am not there. Either my wife or son may have sold the judge the sheep. Do you not keep records? The judge turns and pushes a finger into the neighbor's chest. Your sheep could have run off or been eaten by dingoes. Seeing this matter would not be resolved with or without proof, I wave the neighbor and Grant forwards. The castle will have 2 sheep delivered to compensate for the ones you lost. Please tell Grant where they should be sent. The neighbor thanks me, and I implore the judge to take half the line, instructing him that the monarchy is to provide whatever items have been lost. Grant hooks his arm in mine and leans in. So your Fae at Arms is to be an animal delivery service now? Bring several workers from the castle farms to fill the request, and you are free to do as you need. If you think I will leave you alone with this angry mob, you are wrong. These are my fae. I am not in danger. Grant nudges Quinn. Fetch the farmhands. The light wanes in the windows, and the torches are lit as the crowd dwindles, and one by one, the judge and I rectify the complaints brought before us. Watching the last group trail from the hall, I turn to Grant. What is happening to our fae? I do not know. I address the judge next. I am sorry for my ignorance as to this matter. Please, if there are problems in the future, come directly to me so that I may hear of these issues. Thank you. Bowing, the judge strides towards the exits. Grant hops to my side. You do not have enough time to race around the realm, cleaning up after lava spills, training the realm army, helping with the leadership transition in Hilbron, hosting those audacious festival dinners, and tending to your task here. You need a second. I cannot be that to you. I have to protect you at all times. Your father is beyond his prime, and Quinn wishes to return to his family home. Find another to aid you. A second? I had not considered that. Thank you for your counsel. It is late. I shall take my leave now. Be well, Queen. After a bow, he strides towards the exit. His footsteps echo off the stone walls. My temples ache with frustration as I jump from the dais to the floor. The clunk of my boots and clang of my sword against its scabbard, the only sounds in the empty hall. There is no one for me to blame for this. I know I've not been as attentive as I should have been. The judge's reports have always held little more than a review of the communication passed from the castle to our fae. These missives are at end of other reports, and I fell into the habit of passing them over. Quinn knew, and he did not alert me. Why? If judges in the rest of the kingdom are as overwhelmed, why is the High Council not convened to discuss the problem? They have enough, and few want for anything in a society where neighbors help neighbor. At least it has always been thus. So there has been no impetus for stealing. In the year and a half I have reigned, not one incident of theft has been brought before the judges. Why now? I slip from the hall into the passage, eyes trailing the row of torches set on their perches. My gaze drops to the dark windows, and my stomach growls. Goddesses, there you are! Elfrida's high-pitched exclamation carries down the long space. Reaching me, she hooks her arm in mine. Everyone finished dinner hours ago. I stewed your food in the kitchen. That sounds like a perfect place for a meal. We amble arm in arm, my head resting on her shoulder. I take a right towards the back wing of the castle. In the kitchen, I hopped on a stool, set beside the wood-top food preparation bench. Of all the places in the castle, this room may be the one I miss most in the months I spent hiding. In childhood, I spent many hours after my studies watching Alfredo and her team prepping meals for my family and our guests. It's the only way I knew how to cook for myself while in my cabin. She lowers the plate before me and, scraping a tool across the stones, sits atop it. I hear there are quite a mess in the throne room today. Surveying the pheasant and vegetables, I lift a bite to my mouth. I nod as I savor the sweet taste of orange root vegetable. I do not understand it. It's like all the village is possessed. Do you think it could be the evil spirit you drove from this realm? She could be lurking below us, filling our hearts and minds with vile things. I rest my fork on the tabletop. I must ask the witches if they have observed the same in Upper Earth. It's been quieter in the realms for weeks, which both unnerves me and eases my tensions at the same time. Perhaps Sonia has decided her quest is for naught, or maybe she is planning something worse than the earthquakes and eruptions we experienced over the summer. Alfreda's hand hooks around my arm. Finish your dinner and go see your family. They are gathered in your parents' quarters. As there several forkful after forkful into my mouth, my mind swirls. Is this Sonia's newest attempt at destroying the Fae, having us turn against each other? She succeeded with King Luther in Hilbrand's army 3 months ago, but it has been quieter since, or so I thought. I finished, crossed to the sink, washed my plate, and set it out to dry. Thank you, Alfreda. I'm glad you still have your appetite. That is one less thing for me to worry over. You need not worry, Alfreda. I will make sure all are safe. I kiss her temple. Good night. Winding to my parents' chambers, I hear the sound of a harp wafting down the hall. I linger in the doorway, watching my cousin Makani plucking at the strings. The middle of my aunt's daughters, Makani has the ability to control air. Her younger sister Isla sits on the hearth. She holds power over water, and I wonder if their mother knew this when naming Isla. She rocks Quinn's daughter, now 6 weeks old. Quinn and his wife sit opposite mother and father. This scene appears too idyllic, too wonderful to be true. I lift my chin with pride and say a silent thanks to the goddesses for giving me this time with my family. Crossing the room, I hug father and mother, then sit on the floor in front of her as Makani continues the tune. With the last string plucked, each gathered offers whispered praise. Isla passes the babe to her mother, and Quinn follows them out of the room. Father asks about the day, and I repeat what I told Alfreda. I watch mother's face, wondering if she may know something through the goddesses, but her features hold frozen, as they have since my brother's passing 5 years ago, save for a handful of incidences. I keep hoping to hear some omen or prophecy, either spoken in one of these rare episodes or in my thoughts, but none has come. The last time I heard her was before the solstice, when a melodic voice sounded in my mind, telling me my fae needed me. Neither she nor the goddesses have entered my dreams since. Does that mean I am on the right path? Staring in the flames, I draw in a breath. I think I will end there. That's about halfway through the chapter. It gives you a good sense of the beginning of To Be a Fae.